Hey guys, this is Callum from EnglishShooting and welcome back to the channel. I have to put my hands up. I've been a little bit of a naughty boy and got some people fairly upset with a meme that I put out on the EnglishShooting Facebook page. If you haven't seen it, it was what I thought to be quite a humorous meme, having a little bit of a dig at Hatsan. And as I said, some people have seemed to got upset about this, which was really not my intention. It was meant to be a little bit of a laugh, but yeah, it's led to people calling me a gun snob and berating people for buying cheap guns and using cheap guns and trying to divide the community and, you know, going up on my high horse because I apparently use expensive guns exclusively, and that's just completely not the case. So I wanted to make this video to sort of address where I was coming from with that meme and also touch on what I believe to be a gun snob, because if you've watched this channel for a while and followed EnglishShooting for a while, you're going to know that my ethos on shooting is if it has a trigger and you're pulling it, you're a shooter. It doesn't matter if you're doing that on a £50 gun or a £50,000 gun. You are all equal. You have as much right to be down a range or out in the field with a £50 gun as you do a £50,000 gun. And the birth of that meme purely comes down to what I believe the Hatsan line of guns are not well suited to practical shotgun. Even after quite extensive modifications, they still have, you know, reliability issues, but more importantly are consistently difficult to load. Any Hatsan that I've ever tried loading has been an absolute pig, even after the best port job possible. They're just fundamentally flawed for practical shotgun. And a lot of people were saying, well, you know, my Hatsan runs brilliantly, it's in the back of my truck and it's always in the field and it's always there and runs exactly how I need it to be when I need it. Well, yeah, I'm not saying that the Hatsan or any Hatsan isn't suited for other shooting. I'm just saying it's not suited for practical shotgun. And moreover, people bring in cost and price into it, which is not what I did with that meme. It wasn't, you know, touching on how much a Hatsan is or, you know, how little people pay for them. But if you want to get into that, actually it strengthens my view that the Hatsan is a bit of a bad choice, and, you know, may lead to the assumption that you have bad taste in guns if you pick one for practical shotgun, because actually at that price point there are other far better alternatives on the market. Mainly the gun that I use for practical shotgun, which is a Stoeger M3000. It was, I think, £350, £375 new, which is roughly around the same price as a Hatsan Escort. So that's the gun that I use and rave about, and suddenly I'm a snob because people buy cheap Hatsans. No. Like the M3000 again is at that bottom price point, and I rave about it. It's reliable, it cycles, you know, 21 gram loads. Yes, I might have been a little bit lucky and got one of the more reliable M3000s out there, but I think it's a great base practical gun, and after a little bit of modification and upgrade, it can be really, really competitive. So please don't go and get your knickers in a twist and start calling me a gun snob. I really view myself as the furthest thing from a gun snob. Again, I use a £350 gun for practical shotgun and take great pride in beating people that have guns that are 3-4 times the price. My Beretta Silver Pigeon, again, it's perhaps not the cheapest gun out there, but when you compare it to the other lines of Beretta, it certainly is. You know, it's not a £10,000 DT11, and again, even though I love my Silver Pigeon, even though I will defend it because it is, you know, for the money, I think a fantastic gun and can shoot as well as more expensive guns, I'm not going to stand there and try and say that it's as good as a DT11. I'm not going to stand there and say that the Stoeger M3000 is as good as Benelli M2 SP. That's just delusional. But my main point is that you don't need to buy an expensive gun to have fun or to be competitive. I don't think the Hatsan is the best option. You can go out and get a cheap Remington 870, you can get a Winchester SXP or a Winchester SX3, you can go and get like pretty much any of the Stogers. There are loads of other low-cost cheap guns that you can go and buy, which in my opinion would be a much better option. So if I don't regard what I said as gun snobbery, what is gun snobbery? Well, it is purely looking down on someone for the price of their gun, which again, I want to just say that is not what I did with the meme. So that's saying that you're not worthy because you haven't spent enough on your gun. That's saying you can't come and compete with us because your gun's too cheap, which is not what I do at all. I completely detest that attitude, and it's not something that's going to be welcome in the vicinity of myself or anyone that I associate myself with. That's just not on, it's not needed. Again, the price of your gun does not dictate how worthy you are on the range. That's purely your skill level, your practice level, and your experience level. And to start off with, if all you can afford is a £100, £200 gun, then go and get that gun and get started. You don't need to save up and spend £1,000, £1,500 to get into practical shooting. Again, I started with an over and under shotgun. Completely impractical, completely not fit for purpose for practical shotgun, but had an amazing time, and then, you know, ended up going and getting a more suitable gun. So yes, I just wanted to sort of clarify that. I don't know. Am I being a gun snob? What do you think a gun snob is defined as? Do you think I'm right on it? Whatever. Put your comments in the comment section below either way, and let's have a discussion about it. But I'm really sorry you guys feel that I was being a snob against the Hatsan. I really don't see how that's true when I use an M3000 myself, and I've had plenty of cheap guns over my time. Again, the 1522 that I use and bought for mini rifle is perhaps one of the cheapest 22 semi-auto AR-15 rifles you can get, and you know, I still think it wipes the floor with guns that are 2-3 times the price of it. But of course, you know, apparently I'm a gun snob. But yeah, again, let me know what you think in the comments section below. Thank you very much for watching this video. I really hope that you've enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please hit the thumbs up button and make sure you're subscribed for future videos. And as always, guys, I hope to see you soon.